I think the homeowner that goes in and says, yeah, I can buy this $600,000 house at a neg-am loan, and I make, you know, I make 40 grand a year. I think that's really what it is. But at the end of the day, a foreclosure only happens when you don't pay the mortgage.
Thousands of people in San Diego are losing their homes because they can't make their mortgage payments. Chances are, if it's not you, it's probably one of your neighbors. Good evening, I'm Joanne Farian, and this is Gimmie Shelter, a special KPBS production about the housing crisis in our community. It was a little like the gold rush. House prices rose so fast, people were giddy with all their equity. Some cashed out and bought bigger homes, new cars, and went on vacation. Others bought for the first time, even when they couldn't afford to. Now, many of these people are facing foreclosure. Tonight, we'll take a closer look at foreclosures in San Diego County. We'll find out how the wildfires will affect the housing market. We'll learn more about subprime mortgages, and we'll meet a San Diego man who gained and lost in the housing game. First, we take a tour with the realtor who specializes in foreclosed properties.
Hey Heather, this is Eric.
This little condo in South Bay was someone's American dream. When these apartments were converted into condos, many of the renters bought in. Now, so many are trying to get out. This is one of Eric Weikelt's listings. He has 500 listings, all foreclosed homes in San Diego County. He's selling this one bedroom for under $100,000, less than half what the original owner paid.
If your intent's to not move, who cares if it goes down to $100,000? You still need a roof over your head.
If you can afford the $200,000.
If you could afford it. Now that was the initial thing. Whether or not whoever purchased this could afford it to begin with, we don't know. I mean, I don't know. Wow. But apparently not.
Weikelt says a few years ago he didn't have a single foreclosure listed. Now he can barely keep up with business. According to La Jolla-based DataQuick, there were more than 2,100 foreclosures in San Diego County in the last quarter. That's nearly a 400% increase over the same period last year.
Now, did I think it was going to get this big? Not at all, because we were completely caught off guard in our staffing. I mean, I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was going to be like this.
Here's a 1950s ranch in the College area. The owner didn't live here, renters did. And the renters continued to live here even after the bank foreclosed. In fact, it took months before the bank could formally evict them. The scene in the kitchen tells most of this story. There's food in the fridge, in the cupboard, dishes drying, and clothes all over the bedroom. They didn't even bother to pack. There's even a car in the driveway. Weikelt says it's common for people to remain in the home even after the bank forecloses. Sometimes the bank offers them cash for keys. That means they'll pay them to get out. Weikelt says some homeowners use their equity to buy rental properties as investments, but if they got in too late, their investment became a huge liability.
The tail end of the purchasers who may have gone and purchased a home a little bit over their head really started feeling the crunch, then all of a sudden they just said, we can't handle this.
In San Diego County, nearly 6,000 notices of default were sent to homeowners in the last quarter. That's compared to 2,300 in the third quarter of '06. That means they were behind in their mortgage payment. According to statistics, half of those defaults will lead to foreclosure.
We're here. Realtor.
This house looks pretty good right now. It's clean, a new paint job, even carpet. But it didn't look this way when Weikelt inspected it just after the foreclosure. The previous owner spray painted civil matter all over the walls. Like so many homes that sold a couple years ago, this house was 100% financed. That means the buyers paid no down payment. Weikelt says many people with shaky credit bought into high-interest or subprime loans, loans they couldn't afford, loans they never should have been given.
I think the homeowner that goes in and says, yeah, I can buy this $600,000 house at a neg am loan, and I make, you know, I make 40 grand a year. I think that's really what it is. But at the end of the day, a foreclosure only happens when you don't pay the mortgage.
As soon as you walk into this stately home in Chula Vista, you notice something unusual. There are no doorknobs, no light fixtures.
And they took all the fixtures. They took all the knobs. They took the doorknobs. They took the queen palms that are outside.
Even the chain was cut to remove whatever light hung here. Weichelt says he's seen this before. The previous homeowners were either so mad at the bank they took what they could, or so desperate to hang on to what little they had left.
You see some sad stuff, you really do. And that's the unfortunate part, because these are lives that are affected. The one thing, though, if anything can be looked at in a positive light, is that at the end of the day, this house was probably a burden on this person and their family. You know what? Start fresh. Get your stuff. Don't take stuff. That's yesterday's news.
Many of the people who bought homes in 2006 owe more to the bank than what their homes are worth today. So this one's going to sell for about $900,000, but they might have owed more than $900,000 on this house.
There's a good chance they probably did. Because, well, or they owed just about that.
So just walk away.
Just walk away.
As home values went up, more minorities bought houses in San Diego County than ever before. Hello, I'm Amitha Sharma. Many who could not qualify for conventional loans got high-interest subprime loans. Now civil rights groups say lenders targeted minorities for those loans. As values are going down, mortgage payments are going up, and the American dream is caught in the middle.
Esperanza Martinez bought this tiny two-bedroom home in working-class Chula Vista for $440,000. She walks through it now with pride and hope, but also fear.
What does this house mean to you?
All my life.
2 years ago, with shaky credit, she took out 2 adjustable-rate mortgages to finance 100% of the cost of the house.